Welcome to the Effortless English Show with the world's #1 English teacher, AJ Hoge, where AJ's more than 40 million students worldwide finally learn English once and for all, without the boring textbooks, classrooms, and grammar drills. Here's AJ with a quick piece to help you learn to speak fluent English effortlessly.
I'm AJ Hoge, author of Effortless English, Learn to Speak English Like a Native. Welcome. I'm back. I've been gone for a bit. I'm back. Today we're just going to talk about idioms, learn English idioms. I'll teach you a couple, just off the top of my head, meaning just that I've been thinking about. And then you can ask me questions about idioms if you like, those of you watching live. One second, I'm trying to adjust my microphone. There we go. Okay, yes, get this microphone adjusted. There we go. Okay, yeah, so you can ask me questions about idioms if you're watching live. You know, if you've heard an idiom, you're not sure what it means, ask me. Now, I know American idioms, most common American idioms, but if you ask me one from, England or Australia, I might not know, but I'll try. So first, quick update. The reason I've been gone, and I will be gone now, I will be very busy in my life for the next couple months, probably. Some of you may know, I have twin babies. One of my babies has some serious health problems, issues, and we'll be going into the hospital next month. And our whole family will be staying in or near the hospital for at least 4 weeks. So during that time, no way, I'm not doing any shows. Probably even after we come home for a couple more weeks, probably not doing any shows. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how the baby's doing. But anyway, and even before, like right now, until we have to go to the hospital, we're just very busy preparing and things. So this is why I've been, we were actually in the hospital. The baby was in the hospital was it last week? 2 weeks ago? Well, I guess it was last week for almost a whole week, just for tests and things. So anyway, this is why I've been busy and why I have not been doing the show at all the last few weeks. So just for the next year, for the end of this year, the end of 2020, I'll do my best, okay? I might be able to do some audio shows, audio podcasts. So if you want to get new Effortless English shows, be sure that you subscribe to the Effortless English podcast. You can use any podcasting app, and the podcasting apps, iTunes or Castbox, or I don't know, there are many of them. You can just search Effortless English Podcasts, Effortless English with AJ Hoge. Search Effortless English Podcast is the official title. Just search that and then subscribe using your app on your computer or your phone, and then you can get the audios. So no video shows probably, or not many video shows coming for the next couple of months, but possibly I can do some audios. It's easier for me to do audio when I'm at the hospital or traveling. Sometimes it's quite difficult for me to do video during those times, but I can do audio because I have a small little audio recorder. So anyway, do your best and subscribe to the audio podcast. I'll do my best and try to do at least some new shows by audio. But anyway, here I am. Let's do a show today. So our idiom, chilling or chilling out. This is an American one, very common, and it just means relaxing together. Another one we use is hang out. To hang out, to chill out. Okay? Both have the same basic idea. To hang out or hang out together really means you just, it's kind of you're just meeting with other people, typically friends or family, right? So what are you going to do today? I'm going to hang out with my friends. Hang out with my friends. And this idiom, it has the idea you don't really have a plan. There's not a specific plan. Right? You're not planning to go to the movies. You're not planning to go to a restaurant. There's no specific plan. Hang out, it's the idea you're just kind of together, maybe chatting, maybe doing something, but there's not much of a plan. And in the title, I have chill out or chillin. What are you doing? I'm chilling. Chilling just means relaxing. Chilling. A lot of times people will drop the G at the end. It'll be chillin. I'm chillin. Or I'm chilling. If you're chilling or chilling out, it just means you are relaxing. Completely relaxing, like really relaxed. I'm just going to sit back and I got a little tea here. What are you doing today? I'm just going to chill out today. I'm not going to do anything. Totally relaxing, drinking some tea, chatting with you. Chilling out. So that's what we're going to do today, this Sunday, since I've been quite busy and had kind of a stressful time recently. So today we're just going to chill out. We're going to chill out and chat about idioms. You can ask me other questions if you want to, but if you have idiom questions, please let me know. The other one I said, shooting the breeze. This is probably an older one. I don't know if young people use this one so much anymore. I don't hear it as much now, but it used to be very common. To shoot the breeze means to chat casually, right? What are you doing? Or sometimes if you want to be more rude, you can say shoot the shit. What are you doing? We're just shooting shit. We're just shooting the breeze. We're something like that. And it just means you're chatting very casually. Again, not a serious conversation. There's no plan. You're not discussing anything really specific or important. You're just hanging out, right? Meeting together, relaxing. We're just shooting the shit. Maybe joking around a little bit or chatting just really in a relaxed and casual way. We'll say shoot the breeze. Or if you want to be a little more rude, you can say shoot the shit, right? I mean, it's a little more casual, right? And it's kind of the idea of friends or family getting together and just kind of laughing and hanging out and relaxed in a very relaxed way. Just chatting and relaxing and, with no plan. Shoot the breeze. All right, let's get into our questions now. Keval's got a good one. Keval, ask a question. What does it mean, call it a day? That's a very common idiom. Call it a day. Let's call it a day. That's what you might hear. So let's say you're at, typically, like say you're at your job and you're working on a team. You're working on a project together. And finally, one of your team members, maybe the team leader said, okay, let's call it a day. It means, call it a day means let's end our day. Let's end the day. Right? Usually it means end the work, end whatever you're doing for that day. Typically working. If you say, let's call it a day, meaning you're saying that the day is finished. Let's say that the day is finished. Let's say that our work day is finished for today. Not completely finished, but just for today. Right? So you use it you use it when you're finished doing some kind of work for the whole day. It might be exercise. Let's say you're exercising with a partner, training partner, and then finally one of you is tired and says, okay, let's call it a day. It means let's stop for today. Let's finish for today. Let's call it a day. So when in the comments here wrote it, yes, call it a day means stop working for the day. That's correct. I'll just check your comments. Lots of people just saying hello. So hello to everybody. Jose Casillas, thank you very much for the super chat donation. I appreciate that. It was very nice. $5. Thank you. Kumipon, good to see you as usual. Ibrahim Ali, Deepak Sarkar, also welcome. Jose Casillas, again, thank you so much. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, and lots of people just saying hello. Good to see you all. Topic for today is idioms. Ask me questions about idioms. And people saying, hope your child gets well soon. Thank you. That's very nice. Marjan, good to see you. What happened to my head? I don't know. What happened to my head? My head's fine. Dmitry Murtsalov says, I heard an idiom with the word skylight. It's quite long. I forgot it. I don't know. Lisa, good to see you as usual. Okay, we'll get back to have egg on your face. That's a common one. All right, that's a good one. Okay, this is from Sajad Shakir. It says an idiom: have egg on your face. To have egg on your face means to be embarrassed. You have egg on your face means you have been embarrassed. You've done something embarrassing and everybody has noticed. Okay? So, I don't know. Let's say you're at a job. You make a foolish mistake. You make a foolish mistake and kind of everybody sees your mistake, right? So you feel embarrassed. Someone might say, ooh, you have egg on your face, right? It means you look foolish. You look foolish. Why? Because you've done something embarrassing, right? So we say, you have egg on your face. You say that to someone who has been embarrassed, who did something embarrassing. Maybe they made a stupid mistake, something like that. That's a good one. Mold Faizan says, if I had my way. What's the meaning of that? If I had my way. If I had my way means, let's say, okay, you're discussing a situation and you said, if I had my way, he would go to jail. Okay? It means if you had the power. If you had the power. If you had the power to decide. Right? So you say it when you don't have the power. Right? You're in a position where you think something should happen, right? You're saying this should happen, right? That's what it means. If I had my way, we would all make more money. Okay? That means if you had the power to do it, that's what you would do. But you only say that when you actually don't have the power, right? You're expressing your opinion of what you would do, what you want to do, what decision you would make if you could. But when you're saying that, it's giving the idea that you actually can't do it. Okay, Ayub Saad says, what's the meaning of right? It's actually right off the bat. Right off the bat. Right off the bat means immediately. Immediately. Very simple meaning. It comes from baseball. This idiom comes from baseball. It means that when in baseball, the pitcher throws the ball, and the hitter hits it, and the hitter uses a bat. It's a piece of wood. So when the ball hits the wood, it comes off the bat, right? It comes off the bat very fast. So it's something that happens very quickly, something that happens immediately. So you say, I went to a meeting right off the bat. I stood up and made a suggestion. It means immediately, right at the beginning. Right at the beginning, immediately. Right off the bat. Oh, here's a nice one too. This is another kind of baseball one. Welat says, what does hardball mean? Usually we say to play hardball. Again, you might use this in business. It's used in business quite a lot. He says, he's playing hardball. Playing hardball. What does that mean? It means to do something, usually like business or a competition. And it means you play it in a very tough, perhaps mean and unfriendly way. Right? It means you're not being soft, you're not being gentle. Right? So you could do business in a very kind of soft and gentle way, right? Where you're trying to cooperate with everybody, right? Or you could do business where you're really, really tough and you're trying to get the best possible deal and you're really, really, really tough in your business, all your business actions and all your business decisions, really hard, really tough. You say, you are playing hardball, right? I'm not being friendly. I'm not being nice. I'm not being gentle. I'm playing hardball. I'm playing tough, right? I'm doing something in a very tough, hard way. That's to play hardball. Again, in baseball, there are kind of two kinds of baseball. One's called softball. It uses a big ball that's softer. It's an easier game. And then there's the normal baseball, which uses a smaller hard ball, which they can throw faster. So it's a more difficult game. Okay, Cleefy, good to see you, says, what's the meaning of, this is a nice one, you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince. This comes from an old children's story. Oh, what's the name of the story? It's not Cinderella. It's, what is the name of that story? I don't remember the name of it. But anyway, it's a story where this, like, evil witch, with using magic, makes a prince become a frog. Okay, so it becomes a frog. It's a curse, right? And then part of the curse, the witch says, okay, you will always be a frog unless a beautiful princess kisses you. Okay, and of course, this is like almost never going to happen, right? Because frogs are slimy and ugly. Why would a beautiful woman kiss a frog? Okay, so, but of course, in the end of the story, somehow, I don't remember because it's been a long time, somehow the frog, I think he can talk, convinces this girl, this beautiful princess, to kiss him, and then poof, he becomes a prince. And I don't know, there are different ideas, meanings to the story, but one idea, if from the point of view of the princess, is that, the princess has to have faith, right? And she kind of, she has to kind of believe the frog and sort of see the goodness in the frog, his personality, his mind, right? And ignore that he's an ugly frog, right? And then she kisses him, and then she's rewarded by getting a very handsome, powerful, rich prince. So anyway, the idiom, you have to kiss a lot of frogs to get your prince. This means that, kissing a frog is unpleasant, right? It's unpleasant. The princess doesn't want to. They're ugly and yucky looking. So the idea of this idiom is that to get something good, you have to fail a lot. Or to get something good, you have to do a lot of unpleasant things, right? Kissing a frog is unpleasant. So to get your prince, this is the reward. So it means in life, if you want something good, first you must do a lot of unpleasant, difficult things. And then finally you get your big reward, right? So kissing the frog, that's the unpleasant things. The prince is the reward. Someone told me, call me back. Call me back when AF. What's AF? I don't understand that one. Dmitry Mertzalov says, I often hear swing and a miss in different sports. Yep. Probably most common in baseball. So again, in baseball, swing and a miss, right? Again, the batter, he's holding the wood, the bat. Pitcher throws the ball. He's supposed to hit it. He swings it. He tries to hit, but he misses it. So as an idiom, a swing and a miss, it means you tried, but you failed. A try and a failure, right? So you could say, with my business, I had an idea, but it was a swing and a miss. So you tried something new, but it failed. Swing and a miss. Anna B. asks, what does it mean to grasp at straws? Lots of love from Brazil. Yeah, to grasp at straws means it means like false hope. Okay? It means to grab for or to believe in a false hope, right? It means you're trying to believe an idea that's really hopeless. Grasping at straws, right? It means you're grabbing for something that's actually worthless. You think it's right? You're trying to find an idea that works. You're trying to do something that's successful, but it's actually a hopeless situation. You're grasping at straws. You're trying useless things, right? The idea is you have false hope that it's actually what you're doing is hopeless. Keval Vasania says, what does it mean? He's off his rocker. That's a nice one. He's off his rocker. It means he's crazy. Right? So you say, that guy is off his rocker. It means that guy is crazy. Not in a good way. Crazy in a bad way. Marjan with a nice one says, I recently learned the origin of bite the bullet. That's our idiom. It's interesting because in the past, soldiers literally, means they actually bit bullets because they didn't have painkillers during surgeries. Right. So bite the bullet means endure something difficult, right? Endure and do something necessary and difficult. And right, so it came from surgery. Like in the past, they have no painkillers, so they had to, right? You see in the movies, sometimes they bite a bullet because there's so much pain, or they bite some wood, or they bite something, right? Because the doctor's cutting them, and they have no painkillers. Can you imagine how terrible that must be? That was. Mom says, we need movie technique club again. How maybe I can get that started. I want to finish Jerry Maguire still. My Mustafa asks, what's the meaning of beat around the bush? To beat around the bush means to avoid speaking directly, right? It means avoid saying what you mean, right? So someone says, am I fat? And you say, well, you used to be thinner and lighter, and of course it's we all get a little heavier typically, and and you won't say directly, yes, you are fat. Okay, you're beating around the bush, right? You're going around the topic, not saying it directly. Okay, let me just have a sip of tea here, and then I'll read some more. This is more of a vocab question. What's the word of napping? To nap. A nap is simply, just means to sleep during the day. Like a short sleep time during the day. Take a nap. We say, take a nap. I took a nap. I took an hour nap in the afternoon. Like my babies nap every day, almost every day. Oh, cool. Olga says, hey, AJ, I'm going to start Jiu Jitsu. Nice. It's cool, interesting, but I'm a little afraid to fight during the training, especially to fight with a man. I don't know what to do. Okay, Olga. So here's the thing with Jiu Jitsu. I love this topic, so I'm happy to talk to you about it. The important thing, Olga, is to find the right school or gym for you, because they can be very different. Okay, the attitude, the type of people training, it can be very, very different. Like some of them can be very, very, I would say intense, very competitive, and they're smashing each other. And, for new people, maybe, and for women, maybe it's too much, right? And it's too much for me. Like, I can't train. Like some MMA gyms, mixed martial arts gyms, if they're doing jiu-jitsu, some of them do jiu-jitsu as part of their programs. Typically, it's a little too much. Like, for me, it would be too much. It's just too intense. They're trying to compete. It's not that it's not wrong. It's not bad, but it's just not for everybody. So in your case, like I think for most women, people who are older, people who are busy with jobs, you're looking for something a little more relaxed And definitely you're looking for something more gentle for beginners. In that case, you want to find that's a different kind of gym. I like Gracie Jiu Jitsu. They focus more on those kinds of people. It's a much more relaxed approach. GracieUniversity.com. You can do a search on their website and find their gyms. They have a map all around the world. If you're lucky, maybe, Olga, there's one near you. If there's a Gracie, like a real Gracie gym near you, Gracie University, I recommend going there. In fact, because number one, as a white belt, you won't even be fighting people. You'll just be training techniques. They won't have you fight until you become a blue belt. And they're very, 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 very relaxed and light and gentle with new people. So that's what I would recommend. And they even have a program only for women called Women Empowered. You could just start with that. So you just have to do your research. I don't know where you are. I don't know how many choices you have. So the key thing is to just go around and maybe watch a class at different ones, or even join a class, like join one class, go to one gym, and then if you have a few choices, that would be great, and then go to the other ones, and then you get a feeling like, which one do I feel the best at? Also, you can look and see how many do they have other women training there, right? Like some gyms, maybe there are no women, or the only women are super like aggressive MMA fighters. Maybe that's not so good. But you go to another one, and it's you notice it's more regular people. Maybe they have more women training. So that's what I recommend. I'm a big fan of Gracie Jiu Jitsu, which is what I do. I think it's the best for regular people like you and I. But anyway, enjoy it. Don't worry. Listen, for me, it's the most fun part is the fighting, the sparring. It's so fun. So much fun once you start to enjoy it. It's scary when you watch it from the outside, maybe when you're new. But after you do it a few times, you start to feel like, this is pretty nice. Just relax and enjoy it. You're going to lose a lot. Probably all the time for a while. Don't worry about it. All right, let's get back to our questions. Let's see. Dmitry Mertsalov says, my trainer was the first BJJ black belt in Russia. Cool. Nice. So you're doing jiu-jitsu too, I guess. Nice. Team jiu-jitsu. Here we go. Okay, so Omer Imat says, when do we use the phrase under the weather? When you're feeling sick. You say, I'm feeling under the weather. I'm under the weather right now. It kind of has the idea you have a cold. It's not like you don't use this for a serious disease, right? Like you're really, really serious. You have to go to the hospital. That's much worse than under the weather. Under the weather basically means you have a cold. Like, I'm feeling under the weather. You got a little bit of a cold. You have a little bit of a flu. You just even feeling kind of just tired, like you're just starting to get sick. You say, I'm under the weather. Isel says, when does an expression become an idiom? I don't even know what the official difference is. If we looked at the dictionary, I kind of think of them as basically the same thing. Maybe there's some technical difference between an expression, a saying, and an idiom and slang, but they're all basically the same thing. Fearless Befriender says, what is behind you? Is that a white belt? Yeah, that's my white belt. My jiu-jitsu white belt. Okay. Dimitri says, I practice BJJ, but not much. Even a little is good. Pronunciation question. Nusrat Jahan says, what is the pronunciation of the word left? So it's right and left. 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 Beat about the bush means never, don't come to the point. So I went. Yes, that's right. That's right. That's the good. You explained it better than I did. Okay. Here's an idiom from the movie John Wick. Morad Abachi says, there's an idiom from John Wick that says, like a hot potato. Could you tell us what are the different meanings and uses of this idiom? Okay, like a hot potato. You say, we dropped it like a hot potato. So if you imagine a potato, okay, like a real potato, it's super, super hot. So maybe you have 3 people in here standing together, and one person grabs and holds the hot potato. It's so hot, what do they do, right? It's too hot to hold, so they and they throw it, right? And then the next person catches it. Oh, it's too hot, and then they throw it. And the next person catches it. Oh, it's too hot, and they throw it, right? So as soon as they get it, they throw it away, try to get rid of it, give it to someone else. So we use this for bad situations. Kind of the same idea. I'll use a work example. Let's imagine there is a project, right? Again, some kind of project. But everybody hates the project. It sucks, right? Nobody wants to do it. So first one employee has the project, but when they have a chance, they say, "Oh, I can't do it. I'm busy." And so they give the project to another employee. But that employee also doesn't want it. So they quickly make an excuse and they say, oh no, I'm sick. I can't do it. And so they give the project to another employee. And so everybody is trying to get rid of it, right? As soon as they get it, they try to get rid of it again quickly. That we would say the phrase, that project is like a hot potato, right? That project is like a hot potato, meaning, right? Everyone's trying to get rid of it. Nobody wants it. So something that people don't want and they try to get rid of quickly and give to someone else, right? It could be a situation, a project, it could be even a person that everyone trying to get rid of quickly, like a hot potato. What's funny is many times with these idioms, if you imagine the image, you get it kind of shows the meaning, right? If you imagine a hot potato, what would people do with a hot potato? They would try to throw it and get rid of it quickly, right? It gives you an idea of the meaning. If you can remember the image, you'll remember the meaning once you know it. So this makes them actually a little bit easier to remember. What does pounder mean? I don't know. If you give me Shreya, if you could give me a little more specific example of where you saw it, like a sentence or a phrase. Jen Uruguay says you must do 3 videos per week. I'll get back to doing more videos per week. I will. Probably after the new year. Okay, another pronunciation question from Nusrat Jahan. What's the pronunciation of pause? Pause. So this is the American pronunciation. Pause with a Z. Z is more of a Z sound we use. Pause. I suppose it's the British pronunciation. I don't know. John Uruguay says, if you like Jiu Jitsu, you could speak about Khabib, great fighter. It's funny you mentioned that because I follow some Jiu Jitsu channels on YouTube, and they're all talking about the fight, Khabib's fight. So Khabib and Brian Ortega. Ortega trains with Gracie University, the same Jiu Jitsu group that I'm part of. So yeah, I'm aware. I'll have to check it out. I will. I know he's great. Okay, let's see. K-Ball says, I watch your videos on YouTube regularly. Very helpful to improve my skill. So thankful to you dearly. Well, you're welcome. Cool. Ali Boyev Dilshad says, I'm reading a Dharma book. It is amazing, not difficult, not easy. Wonderful. Enjoy. Fiat says, I like your eyes. Thank you. That's nice. Thank you. The opposite of smile is frown. Correct. A smile, your mouth is going up. A frown, it's going down. Like this, like a clown frown here. I'm exaggerating. So he says, a hot potato means a troublemaker, right? No, Soy, that's not correct. No, it's not a troublemaker. It's just anything, any situation or thing that people want to get rid of. It's more like a troublesome situation, right? An unwanted, troublesome situation, right? But very important with this idiom, it always has the idea that people try to get rid of it quickly. Okay, that's where the hot potato part comes. So it always has this idea that people don't want it and they try to get rid of it quickly. Okay, well, I'm going to drink while you guys are typing your questions. Here's a good one. Shaza K.A. asks, what's the meaning of go down the rabbit hole? This comes from the story Alice in Wonderland. Go down the rabbit hole. You'll see this a lot online and in other situations. Go down the rabbit hole means to go into a whole new strange world. It usually has the idea that you are like, it's kind of similar to the red pill. You know, this comes from the Matrix. Take the red pill. When you go down the rabbit hole, it means you follow some information and you begin to find very, very strange things. So you'll see this, like, for example, with the China virus now, that if you go down the rabbit hole, meaning if you start to read more and more information about it and find more and more information, you begin to realize that the official story is a lie, and you begin to find possibly some very strange evidence, some strange information that the actual real situation is very, very strange and different than what most people think. Okay, you went down the rabbit hole, right? It means you went away from the official story, and now you're finding all kinds of weird and different and interesting things. That's what it means. It's kind of positive. Usually, it's fairly positive, right? And so the story, what happens? Alice is a girl. She finds a hole in the ground. It's a rabbit hole. What does she do? She falls into it. She goes into the hole. And when she comes out the other side of the hole, she's in this wonderland, this magical world that's very strange. Tamika says, how can we understand Tony Robbins' English? Okay, I think there are two problems with Tony Robbins' English, I think, for most of you, most people, English learners. Problem number one, he speaks very quickly. Problem number two, he uses a lot of idioms. So this is the problem, the challenge. How do you improve that? How can you understand him better? Well, if you can get a text, like a transcript of what he's saying, you can try to figure out some of the idioms. That will help you. And then repeating, like finding one audio from Tony and listening to it many, many times, you'll start to get used to the speed. You know, the first time it will seem very, very fast. So you basically just need a lot of hours listening to him so that your brain can speed up and understand what he's saying. So it's these two things. So repeat. Just choose one or two audios. Don't listen to everything he has. Choose one or two of your favorites and repeat, listen, 20 times, 30 times, 50 times even, and find the text. So if you do this over time, he will become more understandable for you. You'll get used to his speaking. Satbir says, bad news, AJ. Schools are opened in India. Yeah. Oh, well. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I could not subscribe to your program. What's the problem? On my website, you could not. It's effortlessenglishclub.com. Effortlessenglishclub.com. I have a lot of subscribers from a lot of members from Saudi Arabia, so it should be no problem. If you're talking about YouTube, this like a YouTube supporting thing, I don't know. That's YouTube. That's not me. YouTube is doing a lot of censorship, a lot of blocking of lots of people now. So if it's YouTube, that's why. It's them, not me. There should be no problem for my, on my regular website. Like I said, I have a lot of fans and a lot of members and students who buy my courses that are from Saudi Arabia, so no problem. Here's a nice one from Aliboyev Dilshad. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Now, this is an old one and a little complicated, maybe, but very nice. Still common. Okay, so what does this mean? It means foolish people will run into a dangerous situation. Why? Because they're fools, right? It's not because they're strong. It's because they're completely foolish. So fools rush in, and then where angels fear to tread. It means there's a situation, it's so dangerous. Even an angel, like the Archangel Gabriel, super powerful, would be afraid to go into the situation, right? This is an exaggeration, obviously. But a foolish person will run into it, right? It just means that that foolish people will do things that even powerful people won't, right? That foolish people they seem fearless, but it's only because they're foolish. Sometimes you should be afraid. Marjan says, by the way, people, you can find lots of useful idioms in the Learn Real English course. That's right. LearnRealEnglish.com. LearnRealEnglish.com. That's a course I made with my two friends, Kristen and Joe. Very nice course. It's focused on casual English. Lots of idioms in that course. Correct. Thanks, Marjan. It's a great course. This is nice from Akram. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Akramjan Mamajonov. Sorry for the bad pronunciation of your name. It says, AJ, because of your online courses, I have learned not only how to speak English fluently and how to live better, an energetic life. Many thanks. I have finished the Power English course. What can you suggest next? After Power English, you could do Learn Real English, learnrealenglish.com. If you want to work on pronunciation, do the pronunciation course or join the VIP program. Those are the kind of three I would recommend. Choose which one you like next. Eric, can you rap, AJ? No. Do I look like a rapper? Okay, here's a good one. This is from American Law. Anna B. said, I once heard the idiom, plead the fifth. You'll see this in movies. Can you explain about this one? I plead the fifth. Or they'll say, I take the fifth. What does that mean? This is talking about the Fifth Amendment of the American Constitution. What it means is, basically, you have a right to be silent. If you're in a situation where the police are talking to you, if you're in a situation where a judge, right, so they're trying to, maybe put you in jail for something, anyone from the government, basically, you can say, I take the fifth. I plead the fifth. What does it mean? It means I choose to be silent. It means I have a right to be silent. I'm using my right to be silent. I'm using my right to be silent. This is why you'll see this in lots of American movies, right? They arrest somebody. What do they say? They say you have a right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Da 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 da. The first one is you have a right to be silent. So you say I plead the fifth. That's the right. That's where it comes from. The Fifth Amendment, which I can't even remember exactly. I'd have to go back and read the exact words of the Fifth Amendment, but this is one of the rights that Americans have. They have the right to be silent. So the police cannot force you to talk to them. Now, they can arrest you. They can still arrest you, and they might, but they can't force you to talk. You can just stay silent, stay quiet. Okay, do not spam my comments, please. One time's enough. This is an interesting one. Hassan Al-Kazimi asks, what's the meaning of the idiom, put my face on? So this is one that women use. It means put on makeup. Like, I need to put my face on. It means I need to put on makeup. Or I haven't put my face on yet. Right? It means I have not put on makeup yet. So this is something that some women might say. Put my face on simply means put on makeup. Cool. Shaza says, I'm speaking behind you using the shadowing technique. I find it very useful. Excellent. Good job. Keep doing it. Nona Kabaidze says, I love the way you teach. I adore your lessons, methods, techniques you use while teaching. In short, you're one of my role models. Thanks for being with us. Thank you, Nona. That's so sweet. Very, very nice. Thank you. This is a good question. What's the difference between jail and prison? Asked Igor Volkov. Okay, I'm going to give you my quick, like the first thing that comes into my mind, and then I'll actually do a search. Not Google, but I'll do a search and see if I can find the official. But I think I know. So jail is, I believe, more short-term and more local. So if you're first arrested for something, let's say drunk driving, get drunk, you drive your car. So this is for America, right? So the police grab you. Oh, you're drunk and you're driving. So they put you in the car, and where do they take you? To prison or jail? They take you to jail, right? Usually like the county jail, means the local jail, which it's a little more temporary, and you will stay in the jail for a while until you see the judge later, right? And they decide what to do. Or an even more serious, let's say you break into someone's house and you steal from them, and you have a gun, and the police catch you. First, they take you to jail. Then, whenever, I don't know, let's say, a month later, the judge says you're guilty. Then where do you go? Then you go to prison. Prison is more long-term, more long-term. It's where after people are guilty. That's what I think it is. Let me see if, let's see what the internet says. Difference between, I'm actually curious, jail and prison. I think I'm right, but here we go. Good Lord, this is a long explanation. I was right. Ha ha. Yeah, jail is a place for people awaiting trial or for minor crimes. Prison is where convicted criminals, right, or serious crimes. Got it. I was right. So I was correct. Before, when people are they're arrested and they're holding them until they decide, are you guilty or innocent? But they still hold them. That's jail. After they decide you are guilty, This is for serious crimes. Then they go to prison and they stay in prison as long as they have to. So that's the difference. Good question. Quite interesting. School is, Abraham Ali says, school is a long-term prison. Right. The big house. Ali Boyev says, this is another idiom. The big house is used as an idiom. It means prison. Correct. He was sent to the big house. It means he was sent to prison. That's a kind of an old idiom. I've seen it in old movies. I don't think I've heard it recently or in like a newer movie. Can I make an OET a course for medical professionals? Asks Habibul. Maybe. I'll look into it. Maybe. OET, huh? Abir123 says, what does it mean to say, I feel blue? Does it mean I'm sick? No. Feeling blue means feeling sad. If you feel blue, you feel sad or depressed. Right? So that's what it means. To feel blue means to feel sad. It's not sick. It means you're sad or depressed. Depression is sadness, right? It's just a deep sadness. Okay, Artful Dodger. What's the difference between kill and murder? You'll sometimes hear them use, one or the other. In some situations, you can use either one. But technically, killing is just killing. You understand that, right? It means you do something and the life ends. But murder is a legal term. Legal means you illegally kill somebody. So technically, if you're in a war, you're fighting, and let's say an army invades your country and attacks your country, and you shoot an enemy soldier. Did you murder him? No. Because, according, it's a legal, justified killing. They're invading your country. Did you kill him? Yes. Right? That's the difference. Right? Same thing, even in your own country, let's say you're in a store, someone comes in with a gun trying to steal. They're threatening to kill everybody, and you fight them, and you kill them instead. It's self-defense. Did you kill them? Yes, you killed them. Did you murder them? No, you did not, because you killed them self-defense. It was not illegal. It was a legal killing. So murder is an illegal killing, right? It usually means you're killing someone because you're stealing or you're just being evil or something. So that's the difference. So a win says, when I communicate with native speakers, my English is like a bull in a china shop. Can I say this? Yeah. Like a bull in a china shop means not elegant, kind of very rough, right? You imagine if you put a big cow, like a china shop means a shop selling little glasses like ceramic and glass cups, right? So everything very breakable. And if a bull, like a big angry cow ran in there, what would happen? He would knock over everything, break everything, right? So actually, using it for your English, that'd be a very poetic way to say it. It's probably not the most common situation you would use it for, but it's used for anyone who kind of is maybe like super aggressive, or situation where someone is super aggressive and kind of not very controlled, right? And so they're they're bumping into people and causing problems and just generally, making a big mess. Like a bull in a china shop. So Awen says, on the house means free of charge. Is that right? Yes, it means the house. It means the business is paying for it. It's giving something for free. Correct. Like if you're in a bar and they say, this one's on the house, they give you a drink, it means this one's free. Sajad Shakir says, how can I use medical phrases for normal people because I'm a doctor? That's a very good question. And this is tricky, right? This is not only for doctors, any technical field. If you have to deal with customers who are not technical, you want to avoid, so you have to find ways to use the most common language possible. Like we're talking about English, so we'll just talk about English, right? So like in doctors, what you want to avoid is using like a bunch of long Latin phrases and names for things, right? Because you've got, I don't know, a blastoma of, I don't know a lot of medical phrases, but you get the idea, right? Just try to use the most common word possible, right? You have a tumor and it's growing and it's getting big and it's causing this problem. Use common English. Try to avoid using medical phrases as much as you can. Avoid. If you have to use one because it's the only way to use it, then you have to tell them what it means in using simple words. It's a huge problem with a lot of technical fields. It's the same problem in computers and computer programming where blah, blah, blah. Engineers will be talking about, database and MySQL and blah, 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 blah. And like a normal business, the guy, their customer doesn't know what they're talking about, right? So you have to explain it. The other thing you can use is use a lot of metaphors, right? To explain the information, compare it to something in the real world so they can, it's like this, and then you can help people understand better. So in general, you want to avoid, you can use your technical language with other people in your field, right? If you're a doctor, you of course talk to other doctors. You can use all the technical language. They understand it. But for normal people, you want to avoid it mostly. It's kind of the same idea as for me, even as an English teacher, like this, I don't talk about, you notice I almost never use linguistic phrases, right? Because, first of all, it doesn't help. It doesn't help you understand English better. It doesn't help you speak better. It doesn't help you understand better. And mostly it just confuses people. So I completely avoid talking about, all that stuff. Woman says, what are you doing to entertain yourself in the pandemic? Well, the pandemic's pretty much over in Japan. Thank God. What's your favorite? I do Jiu Jitsu. Jiu Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, Gracie Jiu Jitsu. Okay. Yasso Bashir, this is a good one. What does it mean, hitting on you? To hit on someone. Hit on, it's usually a guy. And that's not true. It's more maybe obvious or more aggressive, but it can be a guy or a girl. To hit on means to flirt. To flirt, right? It means you're showing romantic interest, or you're showing sexual interest. So we'll say there's a bar, there's a girl standing there. A guy walks up to her and says, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, I like your dress. Hey, you got pretty eyes." Whatever. What is he doing? He's hitting on her. Hitting on her. You got to use the on. Very important. It's a phrase. Hit on. He's hitting on her. What's he doing? It means he's showing interest, right? He's showing he's interested in her for dating or sex. One of the two. To hit on. And girls can do this too. Girls can do this too. So, to hit on. That's what it means. IVM says, should we apply the same principles from Power English to the Real English course? Yes. Let's follow the same basic plan. Yes. Here's a nice idiom. Muhammad Ali. You have a very famous name. How to use this. He is a man of his word. That's a nice phrase. A man of his word. What is a man of his word? Man of his word means honest man. An honest man. Right? It means a man who he will follow his promise. Right? If you give your word, this is another idiom. To give your word means to make a promise. I give you my word. Right? I will pay you tomorrow. I give you my word. Right? It means I'm giving you a promise. I'm giving you my word. I'm giving you my promise. I will pay you tomorrow. Right? So if you ask his friend, can I trust him? And he says, oh yes, he is a man of his word. Right? It means he's an honest man. He will not break a promise. He's a man of his word. A very honest man. That's very positive. Okay, let's just take maybe two more, and then we'll finish for the day. Yeah, Anna B says, bull in a china shop reminds me of the expression train wreck. A little bit related. A train wreck. What's a train wreck? Well, you can imagine. Wreck means a crash. Train
crash.
A train wreck is a disaster. Like a chaotic disaster. You could say, how was your, I don't know, again, how was your project at work? It was a train wreck. So it was a big chaotic disaster, a big disaster, right? A big mess. Oh, hey, Vladislav, you came right at the end. I'm going to do one more question. Good to see you, though. I'm noticing your posts. Vladislav, by the way, you'll see him in the chats right here. Vladislav Lukmanov is going to do some live streams in English, I believe. So follow him on Gab. You can get on our Gab group or follow me on Gab. You'll see him because he follows me a lot and sends me comments. So you should follow him on Gab because he's going to start doing some, you can join his live streams in English, another way to practice English. You could type questions and comments to him. And so good luck with those, Vladislav. I saw you're going to do that. Okay, that's a good question because this gives me an opportunity to be very clear about what I mean when I say something. So this is Paria BM says, does grammar learning hurt our English? I'm listening to your Power English course regularly, but in school we have to learn grammar skills by force. I'm worried it destroys all my trying to learn English. Okay. First of all, does grammar learning hurt our English? So to be simple, I say don't learn grammar, don't study grammar. Specifically, I say don't study grammar. There's a difference. What do I mean by that? What I mean is grammar rules, meaning you're analyzing a rule. Like this is the past perfect progressive, and I must conjugate all the verbs like this, and you're trying to memorize all these things. That's what I mean, right? When I say that. Don't learn grammar. That's not, of course you learn grammar. So the question is not, do you use grammar? Of course you have to use grammar in English, right? Grammar means the correct word order. Grammar means you're using the right verb forms, right? These are the most common things. So of course you want to do that. Of course you want to learn how to do that. So the question is, how do you learn to do that when speaking? Okay, we're not talking even about writing. How do you learn to do that when speaking? How do you learn to do it so quickly and automatically? So in the middle of a real conversation, there's no time to remember complicated rules from a book. Okay, now let's see. The past tense of, for a past tense, I add a D or ED. So I'm talking about teach. So it would be teached. No, but, and sometimes the D is pronounced as a T in some situations. Oh, wait, but teach is an irregular verb. So the past tense is taught. There's no time to think about all that in the middle of talking, right? You just have to learn it automatically. How do you learn it automatically? From lots of listening and reading, just seeing the word taught in, different phrases, or hearing it in different phrases in different situations. And then you just kind of get it. Your brain understands it automatically, meaning intuitively, naturally, right? Without trying to memorize a rule, a list, without trying to memorize a big long list of irregular verbs and all of that. Trying to memorize and all that, that's the problem is, does it hurt your English? Yeah, it does hurt your speaking. If you do it too much, if you're too serious about it, it can really cause you to be thinking too much in your brain about that. So you're not listening, you're not learning quickly, you're not making it automatic. This is the problem. Right? It's over analysis, right? Meaning too much, right? So if I can give a lot of different examples, but I'll give a golf example. So in golf, right? People just try to swing. They try to swing the golf club, right? It's pretty much one move, sometimes harder and softer, but basically in golf, it's one move. It's the swing, the golf swing. And it's possible, if people who play golf, that many, especially ones that aren't so good, will be trying to think about 4, 5, 8, 10 different things while they're swinging, right? Oh, okay, my knee has to be here. Put my foot here. Oh, now I have to go behind my shoulder. Look at the ball. Do this with my hands. And they're trying to remember all these different things at the same time. And what happens? Boom, they swing. The swing is terrible. It's very unnatural. They're forcing all this stuff. Their head is filled with too many things. At best, maybe one thing they can try to remember while swinging. But mostly, to get a good swing in golf, not that I'm a great golfer, but the little improvement I've made, it's from feeling it, right? A good swing, you feel it. So you're trying to get the feeling of that good swing. And as of course, as people play and they become really good, then they're not thinking about 10 things. They're not thinking about 20 things, right? They're mostly just getting that feel, right? Or you can think of any sport like this, where there are certain things you might think about, but in general, you're learning them by feeling more. You're learning them by doing, not by studying a book. Right? You learn English by doing English. What does that mean? It means listening to English, reading real English. So you're learning it by doing it and noticing, of course. But you're not learning it by analyzing it, right? You don't learn golf by reading golf books and analyzing it. You learn it by doing it, feeling it. So that's kind of the idea. Every now and then, if you're having a problem with one very specific thing, or sometimes with writing, okay, it's not going to kill you. Don't panic if you're learning some grammar, okay? The key thing is to not get too focused on it, to not get emotional about it. Don't get nervous about it, and don't think about it when you're using English. That's the key thing, okay? So don't get too worried because you're having to study it, okay? Just relax. Just, learn it for your tests and then forget about it. And when you're doing English, meaning when you're listening English, just listen and try to understand. Don't think about the grammar rules. When you're speaking English, just let the words come out. Just try to communicate your thoughts, your ideas. Don't think about the grammar at all while you're talking. That's the key thing. All right, guys, that is all for today. Lots of love to you all. I'm glad we all could chat today. Shoot the breeze. Chill out together. Very nice. Join my VIP program at effortlessenglishclub.com. I am going to do, probably, again, it might be 6 weeks from now. maybe sooner, maybe a little later. We'll see. But I am going to do some more VIP-only chats. And you can actually talk to me. I can hear your voice. It's really nice. That'll be for VIP members. If you want that as a kind of added bonus, then become a VIP member at effortlessenglishclub.com. Go to effortlessenglishclub.com. Lots of love to you all, and I'll see you next time.